MagMongoSlade.
I guess everybody was too damn destroyed for losing all of their blue check marks to actually write a show worth a damn. This SmackDown was probably the worst SmackDown of the year. Probably. I mean, damn near everything on here, I feel like I've seen it before. Nothing new came out of this show at all, outside of a jump scare that I was kind of like, what the hell is that? This show dragged from beginning to end, and I promise you I only paid attention like 3 times. So I'm gonna give this show the attention it deserves. This show sucks. All right, it sucked. Now they're talking about some call-ups from NXT. It's gonna be part of the draft. Well, that's not a surprise. It's also not really news. There was a list of names though that was floating around. So let's talk about that before we talk about this absolutely turgid show. All right. According to PW Torch, who is quoting PW Insider, Pretty Deadly, Ilya Dragunov, Cameron Grimes, and Zoe Stark will be getting called up over the next 2 weeks in the draft, with Dragunov supposedly going to SmackDown and Pretty Deadly going to Raw. But there's unknown what they will do with Cameron Grimes or Zoe Stark. Now, of course, this is just speculation until it actually happens. So let's talk about the speculation. For starters, Cameron Grimes has been gone for months. I don't think Cameron Grimes has made an appearance this year on WWE television. I damn near forgot what he looks like. Dragunov on SmackDown only makes sense if he's going to be involved in some way with Imperium. To me, it just feels like that's the right place for him. Zoe Stark, she just feels like she's going to be doing tags her whole life. That's just what it feels like to me. The idea that Zoe Stark is going to be pushed as some kind of superstar, no. She just feels like she's going to be a perennial tag team wrestler. Just like another Natalia. Now, Pretty Deadly ought to be pretty strong. You know, in terms of character work, they could be up there with the Street Profits as being a team that could do commercials and be a regular part of the roster doing gimmicks and doing gimmicky stuff. Like, Pretty Deadly got some legs to him, you know? So I actually like that idea, you know, Pretty Deadly on Raw. So apparently that's it. I don't see anybody else. And but to me, it's not like a big deal, you know? I would hope there would be more people than that, because I would hope that they would want to fresh up the roster more than this, instead of bringing in 2 a piece. It doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know. I think this episode of SmackDown absolutely proved that you need a brand extension. Like, literally, it's the same people. We're seeing the same people wrestle the same people every fucking week now. You know, it's absolutely super annoying. Judgment Day beat the LWO again. Santos Escobar lost again. Nothing gained. Nothing matters. Nothing forwarded. They had a tag team match. Santos Escobar got pinned again. If you didn't see that, did you miss anything? If you did watch this, you probably thought it was last week, considering this damn same thing happened last week. Then we get this ridiculous segment. Zelina Vega goes into Adam Pearce's office. You know, she's all tiny and cute. She goes into there. She says she wants to challenge Rhea Ripley at Backlash. And she understands that it's difficult. People have been underestimating her because of her size. But she is the only Puerto Rican female. And she feels like she has to represent. She's got something to prove. Because she's been... people have said she was an underdog her entire life because of her size. And Adam Pearce says, well, it's an intriguing match. I'll go talk to the executives about it. And then a few minutes later, it's official. Zelina Vega, who has not won a match of any kind. I don't think she's even won a hand of cards. She ain't won tic-tac-toe. She ain't won a game of checkers on TV. And she gets a title shot. What are your qualifications? This does not make you qualified to get a title shot. Well, it's in Puerto Rico, and I'm Puerto Rican. I should get a title shot. Well, goddamn, I'm American. This is America. I should get a title shot. You know what? Everybody's going to chase Rhea Ripley around where we're in Iowa. I'm Iowan. I should get a title shot. That doesn't make sense. That's not how these things are supposed to be dictated. But, you know, oh my God. You could have, at least if you were going to do this, had her wrestle matches and win. How about that? Is that, what's that? What was that? Her winning matches and earning a title shot? What is that? No, you get a title shot because you did a Hurricane Rana on her last week. And you like grabbed her leg or something like that 2 weeks ago. This is, what the hell? What the hell? What are your qualifications? This is not a qualification. She didn't go to Adam Pearce and say, I'm on a winning streak. I'm on a hot streak. I'm undefeated since WrestleMania, yada, yada, yada. She said, I'm Puerto Rican. I got to represent from... She's going to lose in Puerto Rico. And she's from New York. All right. I know that for some people it don't matter, but she's from New York. Yeah. Let's beat the hometown girl in her hometown with the pastiest white chick we can find. You know, Rhea Ripley's ain't nothing but people's dominatrix fetish. I've noticed that. A lot of these people with this Rhea Ripley stuff ain't nothing but a dominatrix fetish. All of these stomp me mommy girl dudes, you know, stomp on my balls, death by snoo snoo. All these guys. I like Rhea Ripley, I really do, but I'm not one of these death by snoo snoo guys. I'm not. That's not me. That ain't me, bruh. That's not what I'm into. Shinsuke Nakamura, that was a vignette. There was like this kindly old Japanese man talking about his focus on jujitsu and submission holds. And it was a really good vignette. It showed Nakamura doing martial arts, sweating in the gym as if this is legit. Okay. It was very, it was like one step away from being the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat vignette from like the 80s, which would have been very cool if Nakamura was in his gi, you know, spin kicking putties or something like that, spin kicking ninjas. That'd have been great. That'd have ruled ass. There was somebody who was actually offended by this, because you know people are going to be offended by everything. They were offended saying that Mr. Miyagi, they have a fake Mr. Miyagi, as if the real Mr. Miyagi would do this, because you know that guy isn't dead, which he is. So they were offended that a older Japanese man did the voiceover for this, and with the accent and everything, because apparently that's racist. I don't have to look. People can call a bowl of noodles racist if they want to. That's just how this thing works. Anything is racist if you want it to be. You know, it's Disney in that way. You know, whatever you come with me, and you'll be in a world of transphobia and racism. If you want to be. You could do it. You could turn anything into anything if you want it to be. It's just the power of imagination. You turn this pretty cool vignette into one of the few times I was paying attention to this damn show. This was a good vignette, focusing on the skills of Shinsuke Nakamura. You know, his background, martial arts, which, you know, it is kind of generic because most Japanese people learn martial arts in grade school, which is what Nakamura, I think he was telling somebody that it's kind of mandatory in grade school that they all learn martial arts. So it's, you know, the guys have it, the girls have it, you know, it's kind of a thing. But they're leaning into this now because Karrion Kross also does martial arts, and he's a white boy from somewhere in America, so not quite the same thing. And they actually train together, I think. So that's the basis of this feud outside of the ring. Now, in kayfabe, Karrion Kross starts talking about identity. Said identity takes a lifetime to find, and you spend the rest of your life trying to define it, but it can be destroyed in 3 seconds. Says, how do we really know who we are until something is taken from us? Says, from Drew McIntyre, he took away his temperament. From Madcap Moss, he took away his joy. From Rey Mysterio, he took away his patience. And from Shinsuke Nakamura, he's going to take away his honor. So, I was like, okay. He mentioned something about the cards. Like, it wasn't me. I didn't hurt those people. It was the cards. I was like, oh, okay. Of course, Karrion Kross is his infrequent appearances on television are not benefiting him in terms of being over. This is a problem. You know, the idea that he's challenging people's identities, trying to show people who they really are. I get that. You know, that's it's not exactly villainous. It's too philosophical. I think that he needs to be a little bit more thuggish. Like, I like that Cross has good diction and he can talk and he's being super villainy, which is fine. But let's go street level a little bit. You know, let's go with Karrion Kross doing like absolute scumbag shit to people. Hitting guys in the hand with hammers or something like that. I think that would get him over. With his look, I think that would get him over more than trying to be, what was that guy y'all love? Sean O'Hare. I know y'all love Sean O'Hare. I wasn't really a big fan. I really didn't care. Mainly because he did promos, and when his matches started, he got no reaction. Just no reaction. None. And I didn't like him in WCW. Now, I don't mean that there wasn't potential. It was just I'm not going to pretend that I cared at all about Sean O'Hare. I know that's a thing people do. Somebody dies, especially if they kill themselves. All of a sudden, oh, he has such potential. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know about that. It would have been nice if they had given him more time, I guess, but I'm not a huge fan of Sean O'Hare. Now, when it comes to Karrion Kross, I know he was a fan of Sean O'Hare, and that is sort of the basis of his character. But I think ultimately, him being super high-minded about what he's doing is kind of, to use hood rat phraseology, it's giving Bray Wyatt. You're talking over people's heads. Bring it down some. Got to understand, the average person, right, reads at like a 5th grade level. Their comprehension is about a 5th grade level. So bring it down, and let's just do Karrion Kross is a dickhead who does martial arts and thinks he's better at martial arts than Shinsuke Nakamura, and challenges him to like some kind of karate fight or something like that. But it should be like a karate fight in a parking lot, like an 80s action movie where Kross is, just standing there flexing his, he's in jeans and a t-shirt or something like that, and Nakamura is there in his little jumpsuit, and they have a little fight scene in the parking lot. Nakamura kicks his ass, and the next week Karrion Kross comes back. Nakamura, except for they're in a different place. They're not in the parking lot. They're in a hallway or something this time. And then, we just have Nakamura kick his ass in a couple of places. And then out of nowhere, Karrion Kross shows up with a chainsaw or a hammer or a shotgun or something like that in order to get his heat. And that, to me, would tell a better story than, him talking about tarot cards. Because people don't understand how tarot cards work. I've studied tarot cards. I still don't know how they work. I'll study things for stories that I write. I don't understand tarot cards at all. I don't understand the occult very much. It's fun. It's fun to read about, but that stuff goes in one ear and out the other. I don't understand the occult. So when you have something like Karrion Kross, it's too much. People need to be a little bit more direct. What part of Shinsuke Nakamura's identity are you challenging? They're saying his honor. Okay, that's understandable, but his honor as a pro wrestler, his honor as a martial artist, his honor as a man, there's some different ways we can phrase that. I would probably go his honor as a martial artist. Have Kross show some pictures of him and Nakamura together, saying that they train together. They come from the same dojo or something like that. And he does the old Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty where he tears the picture in half and throws one half into the fire or something like that so we can watch it burn. And, our sensei always thought you was better than me or some shit. Something better than this. All right. And there's wasn't nothing wrong with this promo. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people who, after Karrion Kross promo, they say they don't understand it. And Yes, it's the onus is on the audience to understand it. But if enough people doesn't understand what you're doing, it's not them, it's you. Okay, so you gotta dumb it down a little bit. All right, dumb it down, Karrion Kross. I really want this guy to succeed. I like Karrion Kross. Like I said, I always saw him as being like a psycho Sid. Sid wouldn't be able to cut these kind of promos. Sid is, his brain was in backwards. You're half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do. That's a classic Psycho Sid promo. Along with the let's start over. Well off, pal. Those classic promos. All right. The Viking Raiders lose to Ricochet and Braun Strowman. Look, I can we do something else with the Viking Raiders, please? Can we put them somewhere else? Is there like a local homeless shelter we can send them a rescue mission? It's got to be like a bum fight ring or something. We got to get these motherfuckers out of here. Either get that fat one a turkey leg, and they can go back and doing skits with the Street Profits, getting eaten by like octopus that was in a garbage bin or something fun, or get them the fuck out of here, man. I'm done with them. I'm done with the Viking Raiders, man. I don't want to see hide or hair them hairy motherfuckers no more. No more. None. Barefoot Betty, get her the fuck out of here too. God damn. Liv Morgan was jabberjawing backstage. I don't know what the hell she was talking about. Then we had Sonya Deville. She and Chelsea Green came out there with a water bottle. They sprinkled some water on Liv Morgan. They didn't even go full doink and just spray the whole thing in her face. They didn't try to use it at a opportune time in the match to win or nothing like that. It was just kind of, oh, you're a loser. It was like, oh. It was over. Look, I like Chelsea Green. I like Sonya Deville. Like Raquel Rodriguez. I tolerate Liv Morgan. This was bad. This sucked. Then Liv Morgan and Raquel cheated to win the match. What? Why? Moving on. Matt Riddle was backstage, said that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are his stepbrothers, and that he's going to be doing the one that's going to be burying Solo Sikoa tonight. He did just that. The main event of the evening was, guess what? Exact same fucking main event from last week. Another Solo Sikoa main event. Look here. Let me explain something to you. Solo Sikoa has been a revelation. Since his call up in, what was this, last year at Clash at the Castle, the kid's been pretty good. He works his gimmick pretty well. He's the enforcer of the bloodline. But he has had absolutely zero personality. And that zero personality translates to his matches. This sucks. Okay? This is the kind of stuff a guy does when he's a heavy. Not when he is supposed to be working main events, routine main events, week after week after week. You need to have personality to do that. Okay? This idea that he's just going to stand still, say nothing, do nothing, stare in one direction, and then main event the fucking show. What? How does that work? He's going to stand there, do nothing, and main event. Excuse me? Where's the personality? If he's talking now, he needs to be talking. If talking is a part of his character now, that's what he's supposed to be doing. But they had a no disqualification match, which is a slight deviation from the previous match. It ended the same way. Matt Riddle takes a Samoan Spike from what looks like a clothesline. And Matt Riddle has done nothing but lose since he came back. I mean, we're just no forward movement on his character at all. No forward movement with Solo Sikoa. Both of them are just spinning their wheels. The only positive, they showed that Solo Sikoa was some kind of absolute beast because he got buried in the announce table and still managed to climb out and win, even though the Usos came out there and helped them distract Matt Riddle. And of course, nobody came to help Matt Riddle because there's no baby faces on this show all of a sudden. The baby faces are completely and totally feckless. They can't do shit. I don't know how they managed to win at WrestleMania. They can't manage to win at any other time. And they don't even help each other. Nobody came to help Matt Riddle this week. He just got hit in the throat, beat up by 3 guys, and nobody did shit. Nobody said anything. Nobody banned the Usos from ringside or nothing. Just nothing. stupid. Usos also cut a promo, but it kind of sucked. How do you feel about losing? We don't know. That's weird. Why would you cut that promo? That doesn't make no sense. Okay, so then we got the Intercontinental Championship. Only match on the show that I actually watched. Xavier Woods versus Gunther. Kind of sloppy on the finish, but I think the match itself was actually pretty good. Xavier Woods was a human sacrifice. Went out there and took these chops, and to me, this was a very interesting match. Xavier Woods has been on a winning streak, so this was worth watching. Not because he's an annoying ass babyface and I wanted to see him get beat up. That's only part of it. It's also that Xavier Woods was actually on a winning streak. This was a guy who was building some momentum. So this works. Gunther's momentum is going to continue. Now I would like a story with Gunther, where somebody's actually chasing the Intercontinental Championship. What the hell happened to Sheamus? Where did he go? Drew McIntyre disappeared. Sheamus did too. Like, where did he go? Did you find Sheamus? Where did he go? Where did Sheamus go? Where's Kofi Kingston? I'm guessing all these people must be injured. And if they're injured, just replace them with other people. I don't know, man. This show sucked. But here's the craziest thing on the entire broadcast. As shitty as this broadcast was, they announced the Backlash card, which was hilarious. Seth Rollins versus Omos, which I am 100% positive is the first time Seth Rollins heard about this. I'm sure he was feeding his daughter and turned around and Becky Lynch was like, Seth, look at this, Seth. And he probably didn't think that was funny. He looked at this shit and was like, Omos? Have I even spoken to Omos? Like, how? Not only does this lack story, this lacks purpose. It doesn't even make sense for either character. Who is getting what out of this match? Like, if this was a number one contenders match, it doesn't even make sense because Omos just lost to Brock Lesnar. So, how do you book this match and what for? Here's the crazy thing. Everybody running around talking about Vince McMahon booked this match. For starters, that sounds retarded. Triple H is going to book every match on the show except one. This one match is going to be... Come on. You just don't want to believe that Triple H booked Omos versus Seth Rollins. He did it. It is what... Have you seen this show? Okay? Have you watched this show? The Viking Raiders got like a 10-minute match on this show. Did that sound like Vince McMahon did that to you? Come on, man. You fucking idiots. I can't even crack jokes about this stuff. To sit back and literally the first thing that comes to your mind when you see this dumb shit is that it gotta be Vince. He's sabotaging the products. What? I'm sorry. Remember the last time Omos got a really strange match? You blamed it on Vince too. It turned out to be okay. Then everybody kind of shut the hell up about it. But this is completely and totally random. This is literally random match generated from the video game. This is some shit you would probably get at a slot machine in Las Vegas or something like that. This match serves absolutely no purpose. This looks like some shit Billy Corgan would have booked. Billy Corgan with his, it's not CTE that he's got. It's got to be PCP brain or something like that. Whatever drugs he was doing while he was singing Tonight. Guy have something on the brain because he would have booked some shit like this. So, the idea, look, I don't even care if it was Vince. I don't care who booked it. That's the thing. I'm not going down that road of who booked it. I don't care who booked it. The match doesn't make any sense. If Seth Rollins and Omos had been feuding, okay, you telling me that they're going to feud or they're going to have a match, but we're going to have to build to it somehow. You look at this like, you had 2 weeks. What was going on where you had Seth Rollins in the ring with the people, and you didn't do anything with that? Omos was on some of them shows, and yet they didn't interact. What? They had no interaction. This is going to be like the Booker T Edge hair commercial thing. You know, they gonna fight over the last donut or, you know, the last mohair jacket or something like that. What are they gonna fight over? Or are we just gonna say Seth Rollins is in a match, nobody cares? Do this match on Raw if that's what you want to do. This is not even really a proper Raw main event, if we're being honest. There's no reason for these two guys to fight. And there's no reason for me to sit through it. But it's so random and over the top that it generated, an excessive amount of attention. It generated more attention than it deserves because it literally came out of nowhere and was announced as if they had been building up to this the whole time, which tells me that maybe they were supposed to be building up to this the whole time and they didn't do it. Question is why? This is dumb. This show sucks. I feel bad about myself for having watched it. So, whatever. Do all the YouTube things. I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace.